morning, good afternoon, or good evening, or good night, depending on your time zone. We are ready for another Art Fight stream. Hello, CJ the Wolf Dog. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you here. That's my cat, by the way. If you hear him talking, he's just trying to hang out today. He wants to be a lap kitty, which is going to make it a little hard to draw, but we'll see how it goes. This is his stream now, apparently. He wants to draw. Maybe the kitty can draw. Alright, let's maybe move him up here so that I can access my tablet. He's gonna go have a sit on the printer. He likes to sit on the printer. No, don't chew on that. Of course, he just found a new cable to chew on, so that's not good either. There we go. Okay, I think I am all set. His name is Houdini. He is a sweetie. He got that name because I was photographing a wedding in Ohio, and I was living in DC at the time, so I had driven all the way to Ohio to photograph a friend's wedding, somebody I went to high school with. And the groom's mother had, they were having the wedding at her farm, her barn. It was like a barn, rustic wedding. And there were all these new barn kittens, and it was like November or something. And she was talking about how they always end up with an influx of new kittens every winter. But then a lot of them don't survive the winter because it's Ohio and it gets like a lot of snow, or at least historically it used to. And it just like really tugged my heartstrings. And so I ended up bringing 2 cats home. Houdini was one of them. And on the drive back to the East Coast from Ohio, I had to stop a couple of times to like get gas, to use the restroom, to go buy snacks and drinks and stuff. And a couple of times when I would get back in the car, because I had the cats in a carrier in the passenger seat, he would just be out of his carrier, just hanging out in the car, like no big deal. And it was so weird to me because I couldn't figure out how he kept getting out. And that's how he got his name. He ended up getting the name Houdini because he was such a good escape artist. Yeah, I'll have to get you guys a picture of him sometime. Actually, I might have one right now. Let me see my folders real quick. I forgot them. Like, I'm on my own computer. I have pictures. But yeah, here are my 3 cats. I'm going to open this up and show you all 3, because I do have 3. And on the very top there, the black kitty, that's Houdini. In the middle is Shrimp. And on the bottom is Trooper. And Trooper is our oldest cat. He's our senior kitty, and he's the one who had to go in for a medical issue about a week ago. And so he's currently wearing the cone of shame and taking his medicines and trying to get all better. All 3 of my boys are senior cats now. Trooper on the very bottom is 15. And Houdini and Shrimp, I believe, are 11 or 12 years old. I'm not sure exactly. But we can flip through here. These are my chinchillas. They're no longer with us. We had them for a while, but they have since passed on. But here is a picture of Trooper and Houdini. And let's keep going. Let's see what else can I show you. Oh, that's the first one. Okay. We did have hermit crabs years ago, and I still have them in this folder with my other pets. Here is Trooper, Houdini, and Shrimp, all kind of window watching at the back door of our old place. Close-up of our boy Shrimp. He is a smug little bug. We love him. This is, again, the chinchilla. This one is Lucy, I think. And fish. I am really big into the fish keeping hobby. I don't know about you guys, but I love fish so much. And when I first moved to LA, I kind of had to give it up because we were in an apartment for a couple of years. And so I wasn't able to have any fish when I left the East Coast, when I had a house in Maryland at the time. And I was able to have like an entire room just dedicated to fish. I had like my little zen spot, my fish tank room, and I had all of these fish. I had huge fish. I had huge fish tanks. I had a 65-gallon, 2 55-gallon tanks, 10-gallon Betta sorority, and a bunch of other, like I had a ton of like 2.5s for my Betta males because they got to be alone. They got to have their own tanks. You can kind of see one here with Houdini next to one of those. So this is like the male Bettas would get their own little apartment. The females were in a female sorority, and so these are like my females here. Some more pics from the sorority here. This is what the 10-gallon looked like. And then I had, sorry, I'll keep this quick because I know that we want to start talking about Art Fight. But I had a 65-gallon tank, and I got this iridescent shark, which is this guy you're seeing right up here. And they start out really shiny when they're little, but then they can grow up to 4 feet, which is kind of insane. I didn't realize that when I bought him. I got him at Walmart. They should not be selling a fish that gets 4 feet long at Walmart, but they do. And then it doesn't even tell you that they get that big. So I had to constantly be like upgrading his space to make it bigger and bigger for him as he was growing. And I don't have a good picture of him in here, but this is him when he was a little bit bigger right here. Anyway, and then we have like some silver dollars down here and some other things. Another hermit crab. This was one of 2. The red one was the other one. Another picture of Houdini, the guy we had on the mic at the start of the stream. Some more of Houdini. A video of Houdini with a receipt stuck to his butt. And then all 3 boys again. So we have Trooper, Houdini, and Shrimp all kind of just hanging out in the bedroom, window watching. As you can kind of see the window light on their faces here. There was 3 windows in front of the bed here, so they're all kind of like just staring out the window. And that's it. That's good for now. Now to get back to business, because we are here for Art Fight. And I want to make sure that we're staying focused because we've got a mission. Annie made it. Hello, good to see you and welcome to the stream. Wow, they are posing. Wow, they're posing. Yeah, they are some, my pets they seem to be pretty photogenic. I end up getting a lot of good pictures out of them because they're always just, they're just so cute. I know like probably every pet owner thinks that, but yeah. All right, so I am going to bring up real quick for you guys my, I'm going to bring up my Art Fight page because we are going to talk, okay? We've got a little chit-chatting to do. We are past the halfway point. Today is the 18th of July. It happened so fast. I swear for like the longest time I was like, oh, you know, we have so much time. The month just began. It just began. And then there was like a turning point. And now I'm kind of in like a scramble mode because my statistics, you guys, look at this. So my overall ratio is still like holding strong at 50%, which is great. And I hope to get this over 51% by the end of this. My current battle stats, this is an improvement from the last stream. Last stream was like 4 days ago and I was down to like a sad like 28% or 30%. I'm not sure. It might have been exactly 33 now that I think about it because I think it was like a perfect 1/3. And now I'm up to 42%, but I really need to break even. I need to see this at 50. I need to get that far. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to revenge all 10 of these attacks sitting in my notifications. So that's what I'm working on today. But before we start drawing, I don't want to just jump straight into drawing. I actually want to do a little bit of show and tell. I want to show you guys some of the stuff that I have been getting from you all. I want to kind of like spotlight you guys. And then I also want, sorry, my nose is a little stuffy. I also wanted to show you guys some of the stuff that I am discovering this year with my drawings and my art attacks, because I did not have like a super solid plan coming into this year. And we've totally talked about that already. But like, because of my lack of direction, I'm kind of accidentally finding things out. And I did want to kind of share what that has been like. But first, let's look at some of these attacks, you guys. CJ the Wolf Dog is in the chat. So let's take a look at CJ the Wolf Dog's attack that they drew for me. So this is my character Griffin. It is a D&D character. It's a Dragonborn character. Hello, Pocolate. Good to see you. I'm glad that you're here. I know that it is, what is it? It's Friday? It's Friday. So it might be, it's always interesting to me when I do a weekday stream to see how we do and see how many people are able to join. Yes, this is CJ's drawing, and as you can see, well, it may not be super obvious, but this character is a druid character. And so this is the second time, right, CJ, that you drew this character? I think it is. I think it's the second time that you've drawn Griffin. So here's my reference picture for Griffin. I have this drawing of my character, so you can kind of see where the outfit that CJ drew came from. And then I also have sort of this side profile view, so you can kind of see like how the head looks in side profile. And then this one was a drawing somebody else did a couple art fights ago that I just absolutely blew me out of the water, and so I added it to my references as well. Let's look at this real quick, because I'm pretty sure we have another one in here. Yeah, here it is. So I knew it, CJ. You had drawn 4th time, actually. Do you draw it every year? Is this like part of your annual tradition? Here is another one that CJ had done, and you know what? I can see the improvement. So this was, what year was this? This should be the top. This was last year's. Okay, so last year's. And then if we look at this year's, which we were just looking at, oops, wrong one. I can totally see the improvement. I can see the growth. So that is really cool. It's always fun to do these kind of like redraws when you want to check out like how you would do something differently now. And a great example of that is honestly this most recent attack by Nicklobit. Nicklobit drew Amelia for me, which is my little witch character from Midsummer Magic Month or something like that. I don't remember what the hashtag was, but it was like a drawing challenge a couple years ago. And I came up with this character. And as you can see here in the comments, it said that I wanted to attack this character again since I had it in 2022 and I wanted to redraw. So it's kind of fun when you're looking to see like how you would do things differently, or if you want to try and figure out like where you've improved, just to see sort of the growth. Doing a redraw is a great way to do that, and it's fun to do that with Art Fight because it serves 2 purposes. Not only did you get a redraw under your belt, but you also managed to create gift art for somebody else, and so it's like twofold, you know? And if we look at this character real quick, we can see the original. So Nicklobit's original, here's the design, right? Here's the reference. You can kind of see how I did these pages for the Midsummer Magic Month challenge. And then if we go to attacks, we have 2025, Nicklobit drew this, which we just looked at. And then if we look down here on 2022, here is their original. And not only was this their first attack of this character, so we're able to do the side-by-side and kind of compare and see like how they've grown as an artist, it was also their very first art attack fight, like entirely. So this was their very first attack on Art Fight. So it feels very special to me. I really appreciate that. I am sentimental about that kind of stuff. And so I really think it's so cool to see the growth and also to return to an older character that maybe you already drew and to try and draw them again. And just to learn things about yourself that maybe you might have known or suspected, but then to kind of confirm it and to kind of like, you know, test the waters a little bit and see where you're at artistically. Whew. I think I need a drink. I'm getting a little winded. CJ says, I like redrawing characters every year. I think that's really sweet. I think it's a nice tradition to set up as well. Annie Made It is adding, I think either CJ or Poco Latte. Yeah, definitely trade your Art Fight handles in the chat so you guys can all add each other. You guys know the deal. If they're in the chat on an Art Fight live stream, then they're active players, and that is your best chance to get some revenge chains going, you know, like to interact with and engage with some active players who are going, you submit art, sometimes you submit art and then the player's not active and then they don't see it for like a year or 2 maybe. And it can be a little bit deflating to be like, oh, they didn't see it and I don't get to know if they liked it or something. And it's always just, it just feels so good to know that when you submit your art, there's definitely going to be somebody there to see it. So take advantage of the chat on this live stream, on any Art Fight live stream that you're watching. If the streamer will allow you to share your handles in the chat, just so I know that sometimes people are like, oh, don't send people away from my stream. That's kind of a little bit unkind, but I don't mind. Like, you guys can, the point of this is Art Fight, right? So I don't mind if you guys do that. No shade to anybody who's like trying to focus their viewers on what they're doing currently, because that's important too. But yeah, just know I encourage it. Share away and make sure that everybody is getting the most out of their Art Fight. That's my goal. Pocolati says, I'm not an active player, just a spectator. That's cool too. There's nothing wrong with that. You do you and enjoy it the way that you want to enjoy it. Okay, Right, last thing that I want to do before I start working on some of these revenges is just to kind of show you a little bit of what I've been experimenting with as I aimlessly tackle art bite this year. And so some of the surprise things that I've figured out about myself as an artist. And one of them is, I think this is a good example of it. And I put some of these on the thumbnail as well, so you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. I like, and I'm going to zoom out because I know it's kind of hard to see the whole drawing when it's like super zoomed in. I have discovered that I really like doing these sticker outlines and trying to make this artwork look like it was a sticker. I think after this art fight, I feel motivated to start creating sticker packs. I think that's something I want to try. I've never tried it before, but I really like the idea, and I've been having so much fun with these art fight attacks, creating these like sticker designs. That I just really want to do that. It just sounds like a lot of fun. I think it could be a really cool way to share my art with other people. And I don't know, would you guys be interested maybe in some sticker packs if I went ahead and designed some? We could do like different themes. It could be anything really. And another example of that is this one I did for Annie Made It. Is Annie Made It still here? Yeah, Annie Made It's in the chat. So I drew Annie's character Jenna. And I also did the sticker thing, and this one is on the thumbnail of this video right now. And I just had so much fun with this. Like, honestly, I was like, this is my new thing. I'm obsessed. I want to put sticker outlines on everything now. And this character is really cute, by the way, Annie. Really loved her. I love the hair. It was the hair that got me. I saw the thumbnail of your character, Jenna. I'm going to open up Jenna real quick. Yeah, I saw this in your character gallery with like the curls. Like, I don't know what these kind of curls are called, but I saw them and I was like, that's the one. That's who I'm revenging. And so that's why I picked her. I did put the sweater on instead of having it tied around her waist. I know it was tied on all 3 reference photos, but yeah, I wanted to do it like this. And so she's still got the same wardrobe on. She's just wearing it a little differently. CJ says, that's so cute. I agree. I think Jenna is a really cute player, a really cute character. Okay, and then another thing, other than the stickers, I've also been really not committed to practicing a specific medium or style. So you'll see a lot of times I'm like bouncing back and forth between digital and traditional. Last year I did all traditional. You can go all the way back through all of these like seafoam looking ones and you'll see it's all traditional art. But like I started this year with these digital pieces, and then I needed to get away from my desk, so I drew these little simple shaped characters in my notebook, and that was it. I was like ready to hit the ground running. And so I also drew a couple more traditional pieces. I drew this Pikmin group with an OC for, who was it? It was Inking 5. And then I went on holiday for the Independence Day. I went and visited family for Independence Day. Didn't have my computer with me. My computer's a desktop. It's not like a tablet or anything, so I couldn't take it with me. So I took my notebook and I drew some more. And so I've been going back and forth between digital and traditional. And this is really ringlet curls. Yes, Annie Made It. That's it. Ringlet curls. That's what I was trying to say. But I feel like one of the things that I'm discovering I like this time around this year is the freedom to the flexibility to use whatever's available to me in the space that I want to be in. So like yesterday I went to the beach and I wanted to still keep up because I told you guys already I'm 10 behind, right? 10 attacks that I have to revenge. I need to catch up, and part of that catch up was like I don't want to miss a whole day. I don't want to skip a day. So I went to the beach and I started drawing at the beach. So I drew this in my sketchbook and I drew this in my sketchbook. These little dudes are so cute, by the way. I like loved this. This was adorable. And that was a way for me to like, it was just a way to like stay flexible. And if you're like finding yourself getting burnout maybe because you're like trying to, I don't know, like for me, trying to do everything at my computer desk can sometimes give me burnout. Like I just need to leave the room. I need to feel like I can breathe a little better. Sometimes I can feel a little claustrophobic to be in one space for too long. And my sketchbook lets me leave. Like, it frees me from my chair, it frees me from my desk. And I would suggest for anybody else that's kind of feeling the same kind of way to maybe try that. To like, if you were like, I just wanted to draw digital because I want to give people my best work and my best work is digital, or whatever the story might be, it's okay to mix it up. Like, you don't owe anybody anything. So if you end up doing, like, some pieces are going to be your masterpieces, right? Like, I have an example. Last night, the very last attack I did last night was this. And I went hard on this. Like, I did a whole background. I drew a blimp. Like, I went like full in on this piece. And some pieces have more effort than others. And you're never going to have a perfect art fight where you give everybody the exact same amount of effort or quality. It's never going to happen. So don't feel bad if some pieces are not, like, nobody should be going through your attack gallery and comparing what you gave them to what you gave somebody else. Nobody should be doing that. And if anybody is, please don't let it get you down. If anything, I would just feel kind of concerned for them that that's the headspace that they're in, and I would want for them to find their own piece, because that sounds like a really that sounds like somebody who maybe needs to they're feeling maybe a little insecure, a little unwanted or unliked, and that would make me want them to find peace and want them to find confidence in themselves and in their value. All right, so goodness gracious, that was a mouthful. Just real quick, I wanted to open this up, and if it'll let me, yeah, here we go. Just to show you guys, like, I was literally on the beach drawing these sketches, and honestly, it was so nice to just be able to take a sketchbook with me. I understand now why people do this. Just to be able to take your pencils, your pens, and your sketchbook and go anywhere you want to, because it really does create such flexibility and such freedom to create where you are and not have to like wait to get home to do that. Does that make sense? I hope it does. All right. All of that said, we are going to work on some revenge, because I have 10 more that I have to catch up. And I definitely want to make sure that I am staying on brand. My brand is to always revenge everybody. I've been able to do it for 9 years. Sorry, for 8 years. This is number 9, and I don't want to stop now. I want to make sure that I've always revenged everybody who's ever drawn for me, and so we're going to do that. Sorry, I had to answer a call, says Annie made it. That's totally fine. Don't worry about it. I know that a lot of times with these art fight streams, people are going to be also drawing a lot of the time. And so what ends up happening is the chat doesn't move very fast. We don't end up with like a whole lot of chat, but that's okay, because I understand that you're multitasking. You're kind of playing me in the background while you also draw, and I encourage it. I think that's great. I love that we're kind of just doing this together. It's like collaborative, and no sweat whatsoever if you have to like go AFK. I will not be offended. Don't worry about it. I do hope the music is still playing. I just realized that the music bar is not showing up. Let me fix that. There should be, in that top corner, we should be seeing audio library. Frustrating. Okay, give me a second. I have to make this work because it's being ridiculous. Okay, I think now we can see it. There it is. I'm going to scoot this over so we can read. Y'all can see what I'm doing, right? Like in the top corner where the little music notes are. There we go. Just had to make it so that we can actually see the music, or not the music, but the... Was it not even playing this entire time? I feel like it wasn't. That's a little disappointing. But that's okay. We're going to move on. We're going to leave that alone for now. And we're gonna continue with our stream. Now I hear it says animated. Good, 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 good. I take my sketchbook and sit at Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks and enjoy my drink or donut and pastries. That sounds so nice. Also, a donut right now sounds so nice. I haven't had breakfast yet, so I'm gonna be a little bit hankering. But that's okay. I would like to draw this character. So this is for Shuggy Cake. And Shuggy Cake, I'm gonna show you real quick what they drew for me. Because it's so beautiful. They drew Kate. But like, can you see this? Oh, no, because it moved. The window moved. Let's bring this down here all the way. Here we go. They drew Caitlin from my webtoon, and she looks amazing. I love how they do hair. The rendering on the face is so pretty. We can even zoom this in because I know that it's like really zoomed out. There we go, 100%. And like, and she's cleaning her sword. It's just so good. Like, it's so good. I love this texture back here with the painting for the background as well. It's subtle, but so nice. Shuggy Cake delivers, and I just want to make sure that I'm also delivering it back for them. So I am going to try my best to draw this character that I have up on screen. Her name is Rain, and she is a mythical water creature, and we're going to try to do her justice while we tackle today's stream. So I'm gonna do like bring an ear in here. Should be something like this. Okay. And the skull comes all the way around. Like this. If the music stops playing, by the way, will somebody please let me know? Because I don't know if it's going to autoplay the next song. So I might need your guys' help figuring that out. All right, so now do this here. Great, okay, cool, cool, cool. I want the back to kind of come around here. We have ourselves. Kind of this shape, I think. But then we gotta bring in this other shoulder, you know, like here. I forgot to ask, can you guys tell me what it is that you're working on? Are you able to work on art attacks right now? Or are you just kind of like playing me in the background while you take care of other stuff for the first part of your day until you're able to go home and do art fight? Let me know. And also, if you are working on attacks, let me know if you like started at the same time I did, because I kind of always like to see like, am I taking a considerably long time or am I going fast? By like, I'm not saying I'm trying to compare myself to you guys. I'm really not trying to say that. But I love to like just kind of like collect the data and try to understand like what is the average, or what is the typical, right, like timeline for how long an attack takes most people. And also, what are your goals? Like I said, we're in the second half of Art Fight for this year, and I'm just so curious if anybody has like changed their goals, if you are adjusting your goals, or if you're sticking to your goals, if you've already achieved your goal that you set out to achieve this year, and so you have to set new goals. I've heard that happen a couple of times. I would love to know. Tell me about it. Hello, Prince, and welcome to the stream, Prince of the Playground. What is your username? Says CJ. Definitely share your usernames with each other. And Tell each other what teams you're on too. That might make all the difference for some folks. Some folks who are like really into the competitive aspect or just really want to make sure that their like stats show a ton of points because they're following their point stats. That might be like that might be important to them. So also include what team you're on. All right, let me see. Am I giving this character the right shape? I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna do a full body. I think I'm gonna do like a 3/4. I do a lot of 3/4, but you can't put 3/4, so you just put them as half bodies. Because there's no like 3/4 attack stat, so you just kind of like, it just kind of becomes this this half body situation here. I feel like the music just stopped playing. I don't hear anything. Is it just me, or is anybody else not hearing anything? Okay, now I am because I moved one of my other windows. I think that's the thing, is I think I can't cover up the window that's playing the music or it doesn't play anymore. It like stops playing. That might be what's happening. CJ says, I attack so fast that most of my art fight time goes to looking for characters. I think that's interesting. I don't spend too much time looking for characters after the pre-art fight. Like my pre-art fight's when I do most of my character hunting. And then the first couple of days I might still be looking at characters. But after that, it's usually just revenge. So I don't actually end up spending too much time hunting for characters once the game gets rolling, you know? Alright, pose-wise, I like this. I think this is a good pose. So this is my game plan. I'm going to go with this pose. And I'm going to... Oh, I forgot. I always forget to do this. I forget to hit record time-lapse. So we're just going to start with... I'm going to do a video later with all my... Like, not all, because I didn't record all of them, because I keep forgetting. But with a decent number of my attacks and put them in a video post art fight and talk about like anything that's new in art fight and stuff like that, and what just like my takeaways from this year's art fight at the very end of it all, like a debrief, if you will. And anyway, I gotta record the time lapses if I want to use them in that debrief, and I kind of keep forgetting to click that button, so we're gonna click that button and then we're gonna hit save. Because I forgot to save this as well, and we're gonna call this Shuggy Cake, because that's who I'm drawing it for. Okay, cool. So now if my computer accidentally decides to like, I don't know, reset or something, I don't lose all my work. That's why we do this. That's why we save. Her ears are pointy. I almost didn't catch that, so we're gonna have to make sure when I come in here that I'm giving her appropriately pointy ears. So we'll do like this, I think. And she's also, is she wearing earrings or is that jewels in her hair? I think it's jewels in her hair. It doesn't look like earrings. Okay, so we'll leave the ear how it is. All right, I'm actually really happy with the outline to the face here, the way that it kind of worked out for the sketch. So I'm just gonna sort of keep that, and then the shirt has a bit of like, what do you call it? Like a turtleneck kind of, or just like a high neck, like a high neck collar. And so we'll do like this. Cool, liking it so far. Annie made it, says, my goal is to make as many as possible, but I'm not stressing myself out about it because I want to do it for fun. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the sweet spot. You want to be able to set goals like that challenge yourself, but don't stress yourself out. Like, you want it to be still a very enjoyable process. So I really like that that's your goal, and I like that you're making sure that you're being kind to yourself at the same time. So this outfit kind of has like a cinched waist here. It's a little bit Empire style, but it also looks like it's a little like gathered or rucheted. Is that like how you say that? Does anybody know? So we're gonna kind of like bring in this shape a little bit. I think that's kind of good. Not this one, I don't like that one. We'll go like this. That's not so bad. I kind of like that. So we're going to stick with those and we're going to keep going. Also, I got to label this sketch layer because I have accidentally in the past collapsed all my layers, like all my line art layers, into my sketching layer. And then had to go back and meticulously erase all these like little white pencil marks from in between the line art. And it was really annoying. I don't want to do that again. So I'm labeling my sketch layers now so that I don't accidentally do that. Done it one too many times. Don't want to do it again. CJ the Wolf Dog says, wait, 3/4 is 75% yes. You can put it as a full body if you attack 75% or more of the body. Size, attack, categorization. I did not know that. Really? So 3/4, yeah, a 3/4 body is like, it's basically down to the knee. Because like, this is to the knee. That's kind of 3/4, and that's where I draw a lot of my characters. When I draw full body, I feel like the character becomes so small on the canvas unless they're like squatting or sitting or something that kind of like folds them in half and makes them bigger on the picture. And so a lot of times if I want to do like a really nice sort of like bold, I guess, illustration, bold in my opinion, in my view, then a lot of times it ends up being 3/4 view because then I don't feel like I have to like zoom out just to add the rest of the leg. As weird as that sounds, it sounds so weird, but like that's just kind of how I perceive it. It's like my brain's interpretation. So yeah, 3/4 view. But I didn't know that counts for like full body. I thought you had to like see the feet. Show us the feet. Just kidding. Am I making it weird? I'm probably making it weird. Okay, and then the skirt comes down. I don't want to like forget that we gotta add like this very flouncy sort of dress, this flouncy skirt shape. So I want to make sure I'm including that too. But before we get there, I'm going to come in here and give us this arm. Yeah. Because I already know that this is where I want it to be, and since there's no clothing on it, I can go ahead and just do that line art for it. That's not how I want that to look. That's better. By the way, today's playlist is brought to us by the word happy, because that's what I picked for the YouTube audio library. I sorted by mood, and then I picked happy. So all the songs that are labeled as happy songs are kind of what we're getting. There is a full body example where a character is shown drawn to the knees. Well, dang, now I'm going to start doing that because I've been submitting them as half bodies this whole time. I've been totally like robbing myself of points apparently. Thank you, CJ, for letting me know that. And for everybody else who's watching this, yeah, that's great information to pass along. So, you know, write that down. Write that down, write that down. I hope everybody benefits from that little nugget of information. Thank you so much for letting me know and also letting everybody watching know. I think this dress, oh, you guys can't see it because I zoomed out. I think this dress is really pretty. I definitely want to like make sure that I'm doing it justice and that I'm not missing out on all the flowy fun parts. But I'm also kind of making it up based on the way the body is positioned. So I'm trying to figure out how do I want to, like, maybe I don't want this hand coming in front of the bottom of the skirt because it's really making it so hard to like let the dress flow. So maybe it goes behind the body. That's better. I think that's better. What do you guys think? Hi, Dragon Fox. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. Glad to see you. Please join us on our live stream this beautiful Friday, July 18th. I think it's the 18th. Pretty sure it's the 18th. July 18th. I cannot believe it's already 10:13. I just looked at the clock and time flies. I still have an appointment later today, so I gotta keep that in mind too. I don't want to get so distracted that I forget to go or forget to get ready for that. So I gotta, like, it's like, you know, you gotta kind of balance, like, know when your windows are. When do you have adequate timing to work on art fight, and when do you need to, like, maybe pay attention to other commitments? These are the questions, you know? All right, I'm going to combine these layers because I think I'm pretty happy with that. I'm also going to reduce the sketching layer just so I can see less of the white, like, chalky lines and better tell if my design is working or not. I think it is. Or if my line art, not design. It's not my design. It's my line art, but it's not my design. It's Shuggy Cake's design. It's the OP's design. All right, so this, I also kind of want to, like, imply that this other leg is kind of coming forward, right? Kind of like how it is in the sketch, because otherwise we sort of lose that. Sort of lose with dresses, you kind of lose the form sometimes on, like, how is the body moving. So I don't want to totally lose that. I think that's good. What do you guys think? I'm gonna lock those, and we're gonna start working on the face and hair because there is a lot of detail. I mean, I do, when I color it, I have to obviously hit all of this detail with, like, the water pattern on the skin, of course. But there's still a lot of detail going into the hair, and I definitely want to do some version of it where it kind of turns into these water droplets. So like we have this long straight hair with these pretty beads in it, but also, can I like make this bigger, this viewfinder? We also kind of like want to make sure that we're thinking about how that transitions into water. I think if we scroll down, yeah, look at that. You can see it do it down here at the bottom. It's like really long. Her hair is really long, and you can kind of see how it's turning into water down here. What did I miss? It looks awesome, says CJ. Thank you. I appreciate it. Dragon Fox says, looking good. Thanks, thanks, thanks. I'm so glad to hear it. I am good, good, good. So it's reading well is what I'm hearing. The line art reads well, and we're going to be able to continue forward. Sharing your handles, that's super great. I want you guys to keep doing that. And whoa, your characters are awesome, says CJ. 2 Dragon Fox stars. You heard it here, folks. Dragon Fox Star has great OCs. Dragon Fox is currently working on 2 more revenges, and then the rest will be friends and mutuals from here on out. And CJ is, I just bookmarked revenges. It does look good. Annie made it. Thank you. I appreciate it. We are gonna keep going. But yeah, I think it does. I kind of agree with you. I'm feeling it. You know, I'm feeling it. I think we're doing good. I do gotta turn the sketch layer back on though, because I need like the rest of the form for that. Oh, actually, can I put you guys on BRB real quick? I'm gonna go get another drink because I just realized my drink is totally out and I'm thirsty. So I will be right back. Alright, we are back. Sorry, I just really needed something to drink. I was getting so thirsty. We are going to continue, though, with our art grid attacks because nobody else is going to do it for us. We got to draw it ourselves, right? Yes, stay hydrated, says Dragon Fox Star. I should be drinking water, to be honest, but I'm having an energy drink instead. Become one with the fluid, says Poca Latte. I'm trying. What team is everyone on? CJ the Wolf Dog wants to know. I'm on Team Fossils. But what team are you guys on? Let us know. Prince of the Playground says Crystals. Dragon Fox is Fossils as well. And so is... Who else is Fossils? Just me? Animated is on Team Crystals. Yeah. So let's keep going. Do you guys wear... So obviously this is digital, right? We're doing a digital drawing right now. And I, like, have these... I think I'm gonna start the bangs up here. I have these, like, blue light blocker glasses that I wear for the computer. I'm wearing them so that, like, I don't get, like, headaches or any kind of eye pain from staring at... like, basically you're staring at a light box, right? That's what our computer screens are. They're basically light boxes. That we... Like, you're staring at this glowing light all day, every day, right? It's just kind of crazy when you think about it. Just looking straight into a light box all day, just looking at this glowing light, like no big deal. It's fine. I'm just burning my irises. Don't worry about it. Kind of crazy when you say. But yeah, if anybody else gets like chronic eye fatigue or headaches from staring at screens for too long, I definitely recommend the blue light blocker glasses. There's like so many versions of it. There's so many kinds, and they're really accessible in a lot of places. I don't remember where I got mine. Probably Amazon, to be honest. But they're so handy. They come in handy big time. For me, I definitely have I definitely get headaches and light fatigue from staring at my light box. And I do stare at it a lot because I also, we live in a digital age where a lot of our jobs are done online. I know mine is. And a lot of the times that means we spend all of our 8-9 hour workday on our computers staring at a light box. And then we go home and we stare at a light box some more. We do another 4 hours of looking at our TVs or our phones or our computers, watching YouTube and movies and just scrolling, doom scrolling on social. So there's just a lot, we're putting a lot of stress on our eyes. And I just want to encourage you guys, as we're on the topic of hydrating and taking care of your body, take care of your eyes too. Please don't be like me and just suffer until you can't anymore and you have to you physically have to do something about it. I was taking so much Advil and Tylenol to combat the headaches that I was getting on a regular basis, and then finally I was like, maybe I should just protect my eyes, novel idea, don't you think? Dragonflex says mostly I just strain my eyes. Headaches have been mostly due to the heat with the hot, humid weather here. Yikes. Yeah, another reason to hydrate, right? If it's really, really hot, you're in a heat wave. I know we are having, not just, I don't know where you are that you're experiencing a heat wave, but I know that a heat wave is happening in multiple locations right now. I think Spain is having a heat wave. Texas is having a heat wave. Parts of California are experiencing a heat wave. So I think it's definitely the season for it, and a lot of places are going through it. They're experiencing heat waves right now. So just another reason to hydrate, to be super aware and conscious of how the weather is affecting you and what maybe you should do to protect yourself in those circumstances. Just to try to make sure that because what happens when we get sick too, so you don't take care of yourself, you tough it out, but then what happens? It affects your productivity. It affects your comfort level. You could be really uncomfortable. You could be made, you could be slowed down in things that really matter to you, and that can be very frustrating. So there's just a lot of reasons to not tough it out and to actually take the time to protect yourself from those issues if you can. I know not everything is that convenient. We can't always protect ourselves from everything that comes our way, but when we can, we should try. And trust me, it took me a long time to even get myself to the point where I was like, okay, I'll put on the glasses. Gosh, fine, Mom, I'll put on the glasses. It took me a long time to even get there myself, so I get it. It can feel like a chore, but it's definitely worth it. I'm telling you. As somebody who's had LASIK 3 times, I'm telling you, take care of your eyes. Don't risk it. Let's not kid ourselves. We depend on our eyes so much. They're such an important one of our five senses. They could be the most important. We don't know. It depends really. I don't know. It depends on a lot of things, but I'm just saying. It's pretty important. Let's try to take care of them. Pocolate says there's too many storms here. I wish the Democrats would stop controlling the weather. No, Pocolate. There are a lot of things technology can do now. I mean, we have AI Hitler now, right? So there's a lot of things technology is capable of. I don't personally think controlling the weather is one of them. I don't think we've gotten there yet. There's no evidence to suggest that we're even remotely close to controlling the weather. So, you know, I would wait a couple more years for them to develop at least a prototype to give us like a test run, something, a demo, before we start believing that one. All right, I think I like the way the hair is framing the face now. So now I just gotta kind of figure out where do I want to take the rest of it. I'm kind of like accidentally knocking this off the page, but that's fine, it's fine. I want to make sure I'm zoomed in enough that you guys can see it too. I haven't been outside yet, says Annie made it, so I don't know if we're in a heat wave. Literally, I try I try not to go outside most of the time. I'm such a homebody. But we were just discussing earlier how I kind of had cabin fever and needed to get out, and that's why I did some traditional tacks. I took my sketchbook and I ran. I ran to the beach. Luckily here in LA, especially on the coastal side, like not in the city. I'm not in the city of LA. I am by the beach. I'm on the beach side of LA. And the weather is always perfect on the beach side. We always get the best weather because even when it's hot, we have that coastal breeze, you know? And so it stays so nice. But I will say this, I started gardening this year, like this summer, like so super, well, I guess a little bit at the end of spring into summer, but I just started gardening, right? And I like hit the ground running. I tried so hard. I got like 2 garden, like raised beds. I've got a bunch of potted plants. I've got 2 dwarf trees. I've got a dwarf apple tree and a dwarf lemon tree. And like, I try to do it all at once, which I don't recommend. Definitely get your feet wet with something like a plant, maybe 2, and learn, and then spend all your money on the other plants, because I did not do that. And I will tell you why that was a mistake, because everything is dying. I don't know what I'm doing. Gardening is hard, and everything I bought is dying, and I spent an embarrassing amount of money on all of my gardening stuff. So just take it from me, like, start small, give yourself time to screw up. Without like that screw up costing you as much money as it costed me. Because once you screw up, then you can learn what you did wrong. But you don't know what you're gonna do wrong until you do it. So do it on a budget. Screw up on a budget, and then once you figure it out, then spend all the money. Allian says, I garden too, but can only do spring, fall here in Texas. Yeah, you guys get like... It would be so hard to plant anything in the summer in Texas because the heat out there, the sun would probably just bake everything. I can only imagine. Supposedly the weather here is not a problem. It's just me, I guess. Like, I'm just doing something wrong in order for all my plants to be dying. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm doing something wrong. Something is not working the way it's supposed to be working. So I'm just gonna have to keep trying until I figure it out. I'm not gonna give up. I don't want to give up. Plus I have, like, I spent way too much money to give up now. Like, I have all of these pots and flower beds and soil is expensive. If you're like, because you need so much of it. Like, if you have a yard with actual dirt, soil's free. But if you're like me, where you have a townhome in the city, even though I'm like in the port town, like I'm on the beach technically, but it's still very city-like, right? It's a port town, but it's a Los Angeles port town, so it's still city. It's hard to find affordable housing that has a yard. I have a little 14 by 14 foot square quote-unquote yard behind my townhouse, and it's fully fenced in, which is so nice, but there's no dirt. It's all patio, like it's all like cemented in, right? So what I've done is had to add raised beds and pots and fill them with dirt. And that dirt is so expensive because it's a lot of volume. There's so much volume inside. You're like, first of all, you're trying to fill a raised bed. I know I'm like supposed to be drawing and I'm like ranting about gardening, but I'm trying to like fill a raised bed with, I don't know, at least 3 feet, right? Is it 3 feet? Let's just say 3 feet. Let's say we want it 3 feet tall. I think it is 3 feet. 3 feet tall, but then it's also like 6 feet long by another 3 feet wide or something. I'm assuming that's kind of like what the raised bed is. And you gotta fill that wide of a footprint, 3 feet tall. It's so much. It ends up being so much. I can't tell you how many trips I had to take because I kept underestimating how much soil I needed. And then I had to go back and buy more. So it's a lot. You would think gardening, I feel like, are there any fish keepers? Or is there anybody here that also likes to keep fish? Because I got into the fish keeping hobby and I say the same thing about fish keeping that I'm saying right now about gardening. It's deceptive. It looks like an easy hobby. You put fish in a bowl, you feed fish easy, right? Like that's what it seems like, but it's not easy at all. It's so much work. You have to be so specific. You have to be so careful. You have to be so balanced. Like you have to be balanced with like your soil parameters the same way you have to be balanced with the water that you put in your fish tank. Like you got to make sure that like the pH levels are good and all of this other stuff. So it's not as easy as it looks at the beginning. It seems like, oh, I'll just put some seeds in the ground, it'll grow and I'll water it. And that's like a 1-for-1. Like you're like fish in bowl, feed it, right? You're like plant seed in ground, water it, and it'll grow. It'll be fine. Like they both seem easy. They're not. There's so much work. And there's so much you have to learn because it's not, I think maybe that's the real challenge is trying to understand what you're doing. Because it's not intuitive. It's not intuitive. You assume it's simple because you can't see all the non-intuitive parts of it. Dragon Fox Star says, I've got 3 potted plants and they are succulents, so I only water them once a week. I didn't buy them though. They were given to us. So someone passed away, unfortunately, because they are, some of them passed away because they are picky plants. Yeah, I tried keeping, while I was living in the apartments and I couldn't have fish because I was living in an apartment and fish tanks are freaking heavy, and nobody wants a 65-gallon tank of fish tank breaking and then leaking on their downstairs neighbor, so they don't really want you to have those. What was I trying to say? Oh, I was trying to do plants instead, so I had like some cacti. I was like, cactuses are easy, right? Ugh. I thought, but you know what? They're not. As an indoor plant, they're not easy. I put some cactus in a pot in my house, and I tried to keep it in the window to keep it getting enough sun. It did not get enough sun. The window was not facing the right direction for it to get enough sun. I couldn't even keep cactuses alive. So yeah, it's tricky, especially inside. I think some people say indoor plants are easier because you can control their parameters perfectly, like you have complete environmental control. Some people say outdoor plants are easier because you don't have that control. Nature does what nature does. I'm on the outside plants are easier side of the fence right now because if I had to control the parameters of a plant indoors and I don't know what those parameters are that the plant even needs, which is exactly the situation, I really don't know, then how is it better that I'm in control of everything? Like, I don't want to be in control of everything if I don't know what it needs. It's a terrible idea. That's only going to lead to ruin. That's awful. We don't want me doing that. Yeah, so it really just depends on how much you understand plants. If you really understand plants, then indoor plants all day long is probably your favorite thing because you have complete control. But not for me, not yet. I am not there. Pogolatte says, we have strawberries everywhere. Now we can't seem to stop them. I wish I had that problem. I did buy a strawberry plant. That's one of the things I'm growing. It's a hanging plant though. So there's nowhere for it to spread to. So it really is stuck in its basket and it's run out of space. I need to up pot it soon before the plant just dies from not getting enough nutrition for its size. But yeah, I wish I had that problem where it was just spreading like crazy. But I understand if you are trying to plant anything else and it's taking over, that can be super frustrating. Also, it's hard to kill a plant you don't want to kill. You're like, I don't want to, you know, you appreciate the living thing and you don't want to snuff it out, but then sometimes they become a little invasive, you know. It can be an emotional ride too. Aliyun, hey! I have a large backyard, but it's all rocks after about an inch. Haha. We did raised beds and ordered several cubic yards to fill them. We have about 8 raised beds. 8 is a lot. Yeah, I can only imagine. I have 2, and it was 2, but also some pretty large potted plants. Like I bought some trees. Some trees are expensive, but yeah, it adds up so fast. You're like, oh, I'm just gonna spend like $24 on this neem oil spray, and then I'm gonna then it's gonna take care of itself, and everything's gonna be fine and easy, and or like I keep lying to myself and saying like, oh, I just have to do the investment cost, right? Like, yeah, this was expensive, but it's all an investment cost, and next year I won't have to spend this money. I won't have to buy this much stuff, which I hope is true. But so far, there's been no end to the list of things I've had to buy to like try to keep alive the stuff that I already have. Like, we have really bad aphids because the sidewalk next to my house, for whatever reason, California thought it was a great idea at one point when they were developing, and especially developing, I guess, around the time that this house was built. They thought it would be good to put all those jacaranda trees along the sidewalks because they have these beautiful purple blooms in the summer. Summertime. They bloom these beautiful, beautiful purple flowers. Super pretty. But they are obnoxious pest magnets. And there's like 2 jacaranda trees that hang right over my yard from the sidewalk. They're not our trees. We can't trim them. We can't do anything about them. They belong to the city. But they bring in so much ants and aphids, and they are just destroying everything. Everything I plant is covered in aphids and being like it just becomes a giant ant farm. I'm on my last like straw with all of those. You'll find other stuff to buy, don't worry, says Aliyun. Yeah, it never ends. There's always something. I am making her hair a little bit short for this drawing, but because it's water, I kind of feel like it could probably run the water. It could probably turn into water at any point along the growths, the length of the hair. And just for the composition, the way I've composed this drawing, I kind of feel like we need to do the water droplets a little higher up. I could probably have like some like just free falling down here like this, like they're just kind of coming around from that side. But I don't know. We'll decide once we get to coloring if we even want these here, because we might not. We might decide like that's not serving us. It's not doing anything for us. It's not a good look, and we might get rid of them. So we'll see. We don't have to make that decision just yet. We just got to finish the rest of the hair so we can move on to the face and then color it. I forgot. I still haven't drawn her face yet. For aphids, grow dill and let it go to seed and it'll attract ladybugs to eat them. Yeah, I could really do with some ladybugs, to be honest. We desperately need ladybugs in our garden because the aphids are never going away. They will always be here because of the jacaranda trees. I'm never going to be aphid free. That's like something I've had to make peace with the more I learned about these trees. I'm just like, that sucks so bad. It's never going to end. They're always going to be here. And they're always going to come back. I've been like neem oil spraying everything like twice a week. I'm going through so much neem oil spray. I also put cinnamon around all my beds because of the ants. Like the ants are no joke. I really don't like these droplets down here. I can get rid of those right away. I cannot with these ants because not only do we have a huge ant problem in the garden, but then they get in the house. And so I'm like constantly battling ants, and I know they're not going away because they're attracted to that tree, the jacaranda tree, because the tree attracts the aphids. The aphids create their little sappy goo. The ants love the sappy goo, and it's just this whole ecosystem But then that means like I'm never gonna be rid of the pest. Like they're just always gonna be a part of this. And there's gonna be like no getting rid of it. It's the circle of life. Aphids and ants, they'll be here forever. My plants don't stand a chance. All right, hair is good. I think we're ready for face. Let's keep this moving because I do want to make sure that I finish this attack hopefully on stream. I think I should be able to. I don't see that being a problem, but I also really need to be conscious that I still have an appointment that I need to make soon, so I don't want to be too late for that. Like my appointment's at 1 o'clock and it's currently just about to be 11, but I still have to get ready. Like I'm still in my pajamas, so yeah. All right, face. Let's look at face. Let's check out the face. So she's got a cute little button nose. So we won't put too much detail into that. We want to keep it cute and small. I'm probably not gonna see the eyebrows because I'm not a draw eyebrows through the hair kind of person. I will sometimes make an exception, particularly if it's like really cartoony. But overall, I typically don't do eyebrows in the hair. I think what I need to do here though, is figure out where I want my eyes to be. I think there's pretty good. I'm gonna move this over slightly. There we go. And this is why those like construction lines are so useful. That's why I kept up the sketch layer still, because this is helping me now. Oh, have you guys watched K-pop Demon Hunters? Because I am so in love with that movie. I have been listening to the soundtrack on repeat. Like I am obsessed with it. And it's not just the music, it's like the whole movie. It's so good. Time to get an anteater. Oh my gosh. Yeah, let me just grab one from the zoo real quick. Nobody will notice. Yeah, that'll fix my problem. Zoe is the best. Don't test me, says CJ. The movie is great. Yeah, absolutely is great. I do love Zoe. Zoe is amazing. Dragonfox Star says, yes, listening to the soundtrack on repeat. It's so good. I don't get tired of it. I was vibing to it like the whole time I was at the beach yesterday. I just had my headphones in, I had my sketchbook out, and I just left that on repeat while I drew. And I'll tell you what, I was having a great time. Yeah. Things have been so chaotic lately, and it's been hard to like find something that makes me happy. But that definitely like it, what am I trying to say? It just serves, you know, it just, man, I don't have the words that I need right now. Can you guys give me some? Can you give me some words that will like say what I'm trying to say here? I can't find them, but I think you know what I mean. Come on. I want the line art to look confident, so I don't want this sketchy line. I want it to be full. I want it to be a confident line. I don't want it to look like the Joker though, so let's not turn up the edges that much. That's pretty good. Oh, but I just want this part, and I'm gonna rotate it slightly. Like here. That's not what I wanted. It didn't do. Maybe it was fine the way it was. Maybe what I really need to do is just move it over. Like, I'm struggling here. Like, I'm like really like, I'm just being picky with pixels. I'm being a pixel perfectionist now at this point. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's fine. It's fine. This is fine. This is fine. As I continue to tweak it. This is fine. Favorite song, everyone? CJ says theirs is Takedown. Dragon Fox loves Golden and Your Idol. Dragon Box Stars, we really need something new and fresh. We did, and we got it, and I love it. My favorite song is definitely the last one. What is it called? The one about, like, This Is What It Sounds Like, I think it's called. That's my favorite song. I feel like that is such a rejuvenating, like, restorative song for anybody who felt like they couldn't be themselves. Because they were like, maybe thought people wouldn't like them if they were themselves. I feel like that song is so, like, it's such a heartfelt song. I don't know. For anybody who's ever made a mistake, if you've ever made a mistake and you felt like nobody would forgive you, or that, like, you just didn't deserve it or something, I think it's a great song for that. All of the music is perfect for the movie. It speaks so well to what's happening in the film, but even without the movie, the music is so well composed. It's such a layered emotional track that it really speaks to people on a very personal level too. It has very deep, like, layered messaging that I really, really loved. I loved Golden. Especially for Caitlin, like, Golden is such a, immediately when I started listening to it, like, the lyrics is like, this sounds just like my OC. Like, she's, like, living two separate lives. She's trying to play both sides. She was a wild child, and she wasn't really accepted for that. She was kind of, like, sort of rebuked for it. It's like all these secrets that she's trying to hide until she can finally just be the person that she's expected to be, or that they want her to be. Like, all of that, I was like, man, I feel like this is like the soundtrack for my own OC. It just felt like it was such a perfect match. I was really, really happy with the relatability, for sure. They wanted the soundtrack to work both with the movie and on its own, says Dragon Fox Star. I agree. And it's no surprise that it's, like, topping charts right now. Like, the music is so good, it doesn't have to be a part of a movie. It's just good on its own. And then I heard somebody say in another video that they worked on that movie for 9 years. Can you imagine keeping that secret for 9 years? Like, how long have the devs or, like, the developers, the animators had that music, and they just had to, like, sit on it? I wonder if they're, like, tired of it by now after 9 years. Like, we're just now, they're gonna have to listen to it again with us for the next couple of years, because it's not going away. We're, like, gonna keep listening to it. But yeah, what a remarkable thing. Dragon Box says, yes, 9 years, and then a second one in development. Is there really? For release in 2028? That's amazing. Oh, I'm so glad they're doing a sequel. I really hoped that they would. I really, really liked the movie a whole lot, and I felt like the world building was so good there was potential for more. I am so stoked to hear you say that. I hope it's super true. I hope they really do. I hope they don't, like, can the project, because sometimes that happens. Even if a movie is greenlit, whether it's animated or live action, sometimes those projects get canned before they reach fruition. There was, like, a whole animated movie that never came out that was, like, done. It was, like, completely done, and then they still threw it away. What was it? It was Disney threw away Nimona or something like that, and then it ended up coming out on another network as a TV series or something like that. I don't know. Dragon Fox says it was originally supposed to be a TV series. The K-pop Demon Hunters? I'm glad they did it as a movie. I don't know how well it would have worked. I don't think it would have had the same sensational reception as a TV show as it did as a movie, because, for a very specific reason, because people were able to get the whole story in the movie without having to wait for, like, any kind of, like, big plot reveals or anything, that if they had to wait for it in a TV show, it might not have, like, had the same hype. I could be totally wrong. It still might have, like, had some major hype, and people might have been patient with it and waited for but you also wouldn't have had as many viewers. There are a lot of people who don't have time to commit to watching a TV series. I personally don't watch TV series anymore, like, at all, because I don't have the hours to commit to. I do, like, as somebody who's currently unemployed, you'd think like, yeah, yes, you do. What are you talking about? You do. Nope. I have too many personal projects going on. Even if I'm not working, I've got too much going on to invest my time as a creative into consuming content for that many hours of my day. And I am so excited. I forgot to mention this. I am currently in the second phase of interviews for a job that I really want. So I'm really excited and hoping. Keep your guys' fingers crossed for me. Really hoping that I get this job. Because everybody who's out of a job, obviously the most important thing is to get back into one. But I'm really excited for this. I hope it works out. I hope that I'm able to bring this one home. So, you know, keep your fingers crossed for me. Hi, Kason. Welcome to the stream. And hello, J1K. I'm glad you both are here. So good to see you. Always a pleasure to have you. I'm glad that you made it, that you're able to join us. We are on the coloring phase now of this Art Fight Revenge, which I'm really happy with. So let's keep it going. Let's get our coloring in. Let's make this happen. I'm gonna get the base color for our character's body. Oh, I forgot the ear. Let's not forget the ear. Got the hair, we've got the body. I'm gonna like come in here and clean up the eye a little bit. There we go. And then the dress. The dress is like so bright light, like it's so light that it's almost white. But let's go ahead and get in here and get our base color down for this too. And then it's all about the rendering from here. All about how do we want to render this piece to make it look like its fully realized self. And a big part of that is going to be adding like the details on her skin and stuff. Did I get all of the dress? I think I did. I'm going to come in here real quick and just sort of like get a little bit around these lines that like come to like points, because sometimes the fill tank doesn't fill in. Oh, here's a spot we missed. It doesn't always get like those little corners. So we want to make sure that we're getting the corners. Okay, nice. All right, so I'm gonna go, actually, I forgot the eyes. Let's get back in here. We're gonna grab ourselves this eye color. A nice like steely gray eye, that's so cool. I don't see too many characters with that eye color. It's nice to have something a little different than what we're used to. I'm so used to seeing like green eyes or blue eyes, or even like golden eyes, like golden yellow eyes. We don't get too many of the, don't get too many steely gray eyes. It's kind of a nice switch up. Hope you like my revenge for you, says J1K. Are you talking to me or are you talking to CJ? You might be talking to CJ. It sounds like you could be talking to CJ. I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna go ahead and make that assumption for right this moment. Okay, I'm going to lock some layers and we're gonna start rendering. I want to start with the skin because I really need to get this pattern and I want to make sure I get it right. And I think what I might start with is a gradient. So let's start by making, with the airbrush tool, we'll start by making some gradients. Yeah, I think a 7 will do. And we'll add some of this lighter color. Man, that is so extra light. It feels like almost too light. We'll add some of this lighter color to create some gradients first, and then we'll do the pattern. So we'll add our gradients, we'll do the lights, we'll do the shadows. Also, let's clip this, clipping mask. There we go. I really like the tip of the ears to be like really light. That's kind of cute. Yeah, I think I like that. And then let's do just sort of like a little bit of the hand. And we'll come down here and do this part of the leg, the back of the leg. All right, now for the darker part of the gradients. So we're gonna see that like up here under the hair where there's gonna be like a little bit of shadow. Definitely the neck. We're definitely gonna see that here. And under the armpit, we'll see it a little bit in the crook of the arm here. And then as we come under here, under the hand here, because it's obviously gonna have a little bit of cast shadow from the contour of the arm. And then I'm gonna bring this just slightly inside there. And definitely this side of the leg. All right, so I think our gradients are set. That's good, we love that. And now I'm going to make that whole thing the skin layer, and we're gonna add a new clipping mask to add in these patterns. And I think what might be nice is if we did, it might be like a vivid light or a linear light, I'm not sure. But I think maybe what we can try, let's come in here real quick with yeah, I think, yep, that's the one. We're gonna go with a vivid light layer, and then we're gonna come in here and doodle on these little water patterns. No, you, Perry, says J1K. Oh, me. Did I respond to it already? Let me see. Let me go in here. Uh-oh, I see I have a new notification. Wait, that's a comment, okay. That's not it. Let me go to, I'm just gonna go to my profile and we're gonna go to attacks. Wait, defenses. Let me go to defenses. Oh, you're talking about the king. Yeah, I did see this one. I did. Thank you so much. By the way, you're the first person, you probably know this, you're the first person to draw this character. So nobody has attacked King Kinsley on Art Fight before you did. You were the very first one. So I really appreciate you giving some love to a less a less common character. I really appreciate that. Thank you. All right, this pattern. I'm a little bit nervous to try it, to be honest. Just slightly nervous because I want to make sure that I'm doing a good job, but that can be kind of hard to do. So like, I don't know. It looks kind of like it's just sort of circles that intertwined and overlap and stuff. Hopefully I'm doing this right and it doesn't come out looking terrible, because it feels terrible so far. What am I doing wrong? I don't know. I could also try different blend modes too if this ends up not being like a good blend mode. I don't know. But it also just might be me and how I'm doing it. It just might not be right. I think the first couple were kind of messy, and I'm kind of liking the little more of the shapes of the new ones, so I'm going to erase these earlier ones and try to come back in here with some different shapes, because I'm starting to see how like it's kind of like netting, the way they link. Starting to look a little scaly, but that's okay. I think it's okay. I think we're doing okay. I think it's all right if it's coming off a little bit scaly. So we have that shape on the face. it might need a little more of this color under it. So let's grab the airbrush again real quick. We'll come back in here a little bit with some of this color. And then maybe even some hard shadows. Maybe that's something that we could really benefit from. I think so. I think that's actually doing us a great service right now, adding some hard shadows. I like that a lot. What do you guys think? It doesn't look bad, says Animated. Appreciate it. I kind of like the way you did that. I appreciate it. Thank you. As long as we're staying on the model, right? Like, as long as we stay on model, it should be okay. We shouldn't be too bad off. I do want to add these hard shadows because, man, I think that they really help make the whole drawing pop. So I'm definitely feeling that, and we'll get back to making ourselves the little the water patterns in a second, but these shadows are satisfying. I like this. There we go. The only one I don't really like is this one on the bottom of the arm because I feel like it really takes away from all the contouring I did with the airbrush. So I'm gonna leave that, and then we'll keep the rest as is. Wow, as are? What? I don't know what I'm saying. It's fine. We're gonna get back to drawing our water patterns. Let's do that. Looking great, says Kaisan with a bunch of hearts. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. How are you guys doing with your art fight? Are you knocking them out? Are you taking a break? Who's on a break? Or who's had a break so far? No shade. No shade. Breaks are good. People should be taking breaks, I think. That's my personal opinion. I think people should be taking breaks. What breaks have you guys taken? Are you taking breaks? Are you giving yourselves rest? Because rest is important. People should be resting when they need to. Burnout is real, and we don't want anybody getting burnout. So save yourselves from burnout. Nobody needs to suffer burnout. It's not, you don't need it. You can always take a break. You can always rest and save yourself. Save yourself. Okay, a little bit more down here. It looks like the elbow and forearm gets some more bubble treatment. I'm just trying to make sure it still looks like water and not like scales, because that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about it turning into scales, and that's not what we want. Like, the point was not to make scales. I just want to make sure that we're keeping water ripples in mind and not creating a scaly situation here that we gotta then find our way out of. I feel like if we're looking at the reference, there are places where, like, you can see here on the face where it seems like the creator kind of like blended it out a little bit. So maybe we can like use a little bit of an eraser to just sort of like lighten the pattern a little bit around the edges so that it blends back into the skin. I think that's working. So let's add a tiny bit more down here by the leg, because her legs also had it. And we want to make sure that we're trying to stay on model. Them's the goals, right? We want to make sure that we're honoring the original design, that the character stays the character. Great. Cool. And I also kind of wanted to duplicate this layer because I want it to be a little stronger. I feel like the color's not coming out as strong as I want it to. And I wonder if there's a way to make it stronger. And I don't think that was it. I don't think that's the answer. That did not make it stronger. That just made it like... That's not so bad. Okay. I think what I need to do is not focus on the pattern anymore. I need to like render the rest of the drawing because I forgot that it's all still in flats. And I would like to see the whole thing like rendered and see if like the skin needs to be boosted a little more or if it's good where it is once we render everything else. The hair, okay, hang on. Because we need to do, like, see how the color changes on the hair and it becomes this other color? I kind of want to brush that in. And see, like, we sort of, yeah, I'm feeling that. I think we can sort of get like more of this in here. Yeah, so we can start making the hair look wet, like it's turning into water droplets. Perfect. Really liking that. Let's keep it going. How are you guys doing on your attacks? Can't wait to see how this drawing turns out, says Kaysan. Sorry, I gotta step out though. Catch you on the next one. Understandable. You know where to find it when it's finished. It'll be on the art fight. So keep an eye on your notifications or your subscriptions. If you are subscribed or following me on art fight, that's where you'll see it for sure. And obviously you can always come back and check the end of the stream to see how that went. That's another way to find it. Whoa, that was fast. Oh, I hope it was fast. It feels like it's not, but maybe it is. I feel like I'm not going very fast, but if you say so, then I believe you. And I think we need to add some of this like bright white highlights to make it look super slick and wet. Really trying to bring home the idea that we're dealing with a very watery, liquidy, wet substance here. I feel like it's really coming together. I'm like so surprised, but of course I shouldn't be surprised. I have a great reference. I'm literally just using the same technique that I see the artist using, and now that I say that, I also just realized I could be, if this is my line art layer, which I think it is, I could maybe lock this layer and come in here and yeah, just kind of start creating the part of the hair that just sort of like the line art part of the hair that just kind of turns into this water and kind of like get rid of the black outline as well. Kind of help sell the idea that this is all kind of turning into water. And then of course I'll just come back in here wherever I went over the dress instead of the hair and add the black lines back. So like that. Whoops. And over here, right there. And then I'm just gonna come in here and grab the end of this. And maybe even this one. Alright, so we've tampered with the line art. Time to get back to, what was I trying to edit next? The hair. Oh, I'm on the hair. That is still the hair. That's all part of the hair. Okay, let's do some of my normal techniques, which I'm going to use a multiply layer to add some shadows, and then I'm going to use a color dodge layer to add some highlights. And then I think we might be able to move on to the dress, and we might have ourselves a whole picture by the end of this. Attack 120 finish, says CJ. That's an insane number. 120 is so many. That's so much. Congratulations on hitting 120. That is a real feat. Like, celebrate that. That is a win, my friend. That is definitely an accomplishment. Whoops, I keep drawing this line like too thick, and then I end up getting more of the hair than I wanted in shadow, and I don't want it all in shadow. Like, that's not what I'm doing. I honestly don't know why this won't color. There we go. Okay, whoops. Ended up tilting it. Oh, okay. Make sure that my eraser is actually back to being my normal eraser. There we go. Alright, so it is now 11:13. I started at 9:30, so that means I've spent an hour and 45 minutes, roughly. Does that sound right? Does that math sound right? On this so far. I think the last one I did on stream, I spent 2 hours on it. It looks like this one might kind of come out to a little over 2 hours. So I'm just sort of like trying to clock myself and get like a sense of how long I spend on my art fight attacks, because that's kind of also new this year. Like, I never really timed myself before, but just out of curiosity, I started like sort of tracking it this year. Because I just want to know. I'm curious. I just want to know. And yeah. That's really all there is to that. Do you guys ever do that? Do you time yourselves, or do you just sort of like wherever the wind takes you, that's where you go, and however long it takes is how long it takes? Because that's cool too. That's my normal MO, but just trying to do a little bit of more like fact finding this time around. also doing a little more like creating sections with his shadow. I don't normally do that, these vertical sections, but this is really straight hair, and also it's kind of how OP did it, and so I'm kind of just trying it out, and honestly I think it looks amazing. I'm really happy with it. Whatever the wind takes, because it depends mostly on how complex and the art news that I have, says Dragon Fox Star. Hello Cam, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I hear you, Dragon Fox. That's I'm normally like right there with you, like in that same boat. Like, same mentality, same thought process, same all of that. Same. This is a little too bright. Trying to find a nice like middle ground here on the highlights. I think I like the color, but I don't like where those specific like pieces were falling. So maybe I'll try the like bow tie technique. I'll do this. And then I just gotta go onto my multiply layer and sort of like shrink down some of these that kind of came out too high. Okay. Let's see. It's not where I thought I was going with this, but you know what? It's fine. I don't hate it. It satisfies the need for highlight, and so that's all we gotta do here. I just want to make sure that if I have the light coming across and highlighting in one side of the head, then I want to hit the same light or the same highlight on the other side with the same light. All right. What do you guys think? Is it clicking? Is it working? Or do you have like suggestions? Also, I guess I haven't really mentioned this, but I am open to suggestions. So if you have an idea for like, oh, if you did this or if you, whatever, like spit it out. I'd love to hear it. You can definitely give me advice and share ideas with me. Animated says pretty, CJ looks awesome. Okay, good. Because I was struggling there with the highlights at first. I was like, I don't know what to do to highlight this hair. We took a gamble and I think it's working, so we'll keep it. Someone made a sad comic with my character and her DC's brother in art fight. I'm sobbing right now. Sobbing in a good way? I think you mean in a good way, like you're very touched. Despite having art block, I still got one attack out today, says Cam. Now I want to proceed with video games the rest of the evening. Hey, you deserve it. You earned it. You earned that video game time. You got your art out of the way. You locked it down and you did the thing, and that's awesome. You should go enjoy your video game time. all about giving yourself little rewards. Go for it. All right, let's try. I think that's all just for like hair right here. Yeah, that's just hair layers. So let's look at this dress for a second. Actually, let's unlock all of these layers here and then we will combine them. Yeah, okay, cool. So that's all hair. Now we did skin. So now I'm looking at this dress. This dress needs some shading for sure. Let's start with shading and then we can move toward highlighting, contouring. We'll contour as we go. And I think that we'll basically be about done. Also, am I right that I think maybe it's here that we have the silver stuff. Yeah. Okay. Give me a second to just kind of like make this look like what it looks like or what it should look like. So that we can have ourselves a little piece of metal here. Something like that. All right, back to the dress thing. Let's do this. Let's add some hard shadows first, and then maybe we'll come in with like an airbrush in a second. But I want to start with these. Hard shadows for the dress. Whoops. Maybe I should slow down a little bit. I'm taking this a little too quick with the little flicks of my wrist, trying to follow these same shapes that I also sort of like flicked down instead of meticulously drawing them any kind of slowly, which I did not do. And yeah, found it. Found the pace. Got the marks where I needed them. But also now we've got under the arm here, so we want a shadow there. We've got this section here. I feel like normally I would make that the part that's kind of like got the soft shadows with this. Yeah, there we go. So let's do that. We'll add some soft shadows here for that part of the dress. And then we'll come in here and we'll do some of these too. We'll get back here, we'll get like this part and this part. And then we'll come back in here with some of the hard shadows. Whoops, I did not expect that. Let's maybe blur that out. I know it's kind of hard to see right now. Let me amplify the multiply layer a little bit. So that's like 100%, but I want to bring it down slightly to like here, 93%. And then we can add another layer. And really, the only thing we can really highlight this with is white. So we will. But because we have that gradient in there of the shadows, it's actually, the highlights are actually showing up pretty well. Even though the dress was already kind of white, we're still able to get a decent like highlight out of it because we had all that like airbrush shadow in there. See what I mean? I can even add a little bit right there to that little fold. And we gotta do these eyes. We can't forget the eyes. So let's head back up here. Where are eyes? Are they under, actually they might be on the dress layer. They are on the dress layer. So let's go ahead and head back up here. We're gonna add a little multiply to the eye. Oh, I guess it would help if we had the right color. And then the eye has a little bit of a blue reflection in it, understandably so. Because, like, any light bouncing off of her skin would reflect blue, right? So let's just kind of, whoops, normal layer. So we can get that blue in there. And then I want to sort of blend it out just ever so slightly. Like that. And then I think on top of that, just a little bit of white highlight might do the trick. Oops, if we use the pen. If we use the pen, like this. See what I mean? I think it looks good. I like it. I'm gonna come back in here. I'm gonna lower this a little bit more. We're gonna do like a much thinner top shadow layer, like at the very top. We're gonna get like this little bit of a like posterized looking gradient here. But I do like it. I think we also kind of neglected. Oh, this is not skin layer. Okay. Hang on, one sec. Up here. Up here is where we can like add this. There we go, a little better. And this song sounds like it should be in the regular show. And the other one before that, Adventure Time. Well, good. I'm glad that the playlist is working out so that we're getting actually interesting music. Like I said, when I first brought it up, like I just go to the YouTube audio library and pick like I like go to the filters and I like pick a mood. And this time I picked like happy. And this is kind of what we got. Like this was their version of happy. So if it's an Adventure Time, it sounds like it must be pretty happy to me. Adventure Time's a pretty happy, slappy show, so I trust it. Again, Pretty says animated. Thank you. Angel, hello and welcome to the stream. Angel Drawl says she's beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm really glad you think so. That is encouraging. That is very encouraging to know. Just gonna add just a slight bit of. Again, I'm doing sort of like a little bit of a posterization kind of gradient where I'm not really blending it. I'm just letting it sit on top of the other colors. It's such a small part of the drawing that I don't think we really need to go full out and super blend. Although I don't really like the white on top of here. I might... pull back a little bit and see how that looks. There we go. What if instead of white we did more of like this color? You know what I mean? Like it's just already there and I'd like to just kind of like work it back into the picture. I like that. I think that's good. Alright, so really the only problem I have with this drawing now is the background. This background's, it's just there so I don't have to draw on a plain white screen because again, I don't want to burn my eyeballs by staring into a light box with a plain white screen. So I picked this color at random. It wasn't like for any specific reason, but I think we could do better. We could give this character a little more background, something else. But before I do that, I kind of want to I just want to check something. And the something I want to check is like this new obsession I have with making things look like a sticker. So I'm gonna like combine the whole picture. Okay, well, I'm gonna save. I haven't saved in a while. And then I'm gonna run this auto action to see if we like it with a sticker outline. So that's part one, we do that. And then I combine it again. I can undo these, by the way. If I don't like it, I can just edit undo. And then we just add this little extra black outline on that. It's not a bad look. I'm not sure if I prefer it over what it looked like before, but we'll give it a chance. We'll give it a chance. I also wanted to look at maybe some kind of aquatic looking background, something simple, but I don't know. Let me take a look at something really quick. I've got brushes in here for water. We've got water brushes. Oh, we've got these jellyfish too, which are cute. But I don't think jellyfish is what we want here. I think what we want... The seaweed could be really cool. Hang on a minute, you guys. Hang on a minute. This could be cool. Oh, but I did it backwards. I need this part to be black and this part to be seaweed green. Okay. And then, why is it doing it like that? Did I mess something up? Oh, there we go. Yes, that's cool. But I think I like that better without stickering her first, unless I'm doing, whoops, undo. Unless we're like literally just layering the heck out of this, like where we're just bringing it in so that like the whole thing behind her is one big seaweed wall. Like that. In which case, then the stickering might make sense because it would be overwhelming otherwise. So that's like an option. I also have this other kind of cute seaweed looking like plant. It's got like fewer blooms on it. And we could do like a cute little auto action like this. Whoops. Where we bring the seaweed in front of her, but then I'm also obstructing her. I don't know. I don't know if I love it, because I don't want to block the character. But that just looks weird now, so I don't know about that. CJ says, yeah, just make sure to put no background as overuse of pre-made brushes cause for no background. Yeah, I'm not physically drawing anything. I'm just using a brush, so I'm not gonna put background for this. Angel says she pops with a sticker effect. Okay, then I think it's worth it to keep the sticker effect. We'll do that, we'll keep it. I do think if we're gonna do this, we should probably change the background to blue, so anywhere that it's showing through, it's not showing through as that like weird what was I trying to say, as like this weird orangey color. And also we could try blending some blend modes like that, because I think that could be cool. What is this though? What am I seeing? Is that this? Okay. Because some blend modes might be really neat, just to try to like tamp down a little bit of the seaweed effect so that we're seeing the character a little better. We could kind of like this. I don't really love the holes that are in this though. What if I did... There we go, because I just really don't want too many of the blue holes on the bottom because then it drags the eye down to the bottom of the page. So something like this I think would be really cute. Cotton the Bunny, hello! Welcome to the stream. I am so glad that you made it. We are actually just finishing up this attack right now. I'm really happy with this. I think that that's the way we're gonna go. So we're gonna keep the sticker effect. We're gonna leave the seaweed background, and this attack is ready. So let's export time lapse because I am trying to save all of these. And you can kind of see in this tiny little time lapse replay, if you're new to the stream, kind of what we did earlier. So you can kind of see the whole thing coming together. Angel says you're only blocking her little. My mind's eye can still imagine her behind the seaweed. Or maybe you do transparent seaweed. Yeah, sometimes it's fun to put stuff in the foreground. I have done that before. I'm trying to think like what would be a good example of that. I do have an example. Actually, I do have a recent example. I will go to my attacks to show you where I recently did some foreground stuff. So if I bring this down here and we scroll down, we zoom out, zoom out so it fits on screen. I drew this character and then I did background, midground, foreground. So the background's all blurred out. It's like the trees in the sky. The midground is in focus and that's where the character is. And then in the foreground, I still have like these foreground elements that are a little blurred out as well. It's like the tall grass back here. So sometimes I'll do that. I'll still bring the foreground elements in front of the character. But I try not to obscure them. So even here, you can see that the grass is just missing the character's boots. So we're not really covering her up even still. Never mind, she's perfect, says Angel Charles. No worries, no worries. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Cotton the Bunny says, glad I could stop by. How's everyone doing? I've just been chilling today. Haha. It is Friday. TGIF, y'all. I am so glad that it is Friday. I look forward to the weekend. Mostly because that's when I can do stuff with people, is when they're also free because they have the weekend off. Angel Draw says, yes, great use of depth of field. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So here you kind of get a look at my saved time-lapse videos here for Art Fight. So all of this will come out in my debrief video. At the end of Art Fight, I will be posting an edited video with a debrief talking about this year's Art Fight and how I feel it was different from previous years, because I always try to always stay up to date and give you guys the most current view of Art Fight and how it is going, because it has been happening for a very long time. And when we do that debrief video, you'll also get to see this happen all over again, but really fast, because it'll be a really short time lapse. So I'm gonna go ahead and export a short version of, just a PNG version of this. And I'll show you guys how I do my thumbnails, just so I can have the thumbnail ready for this one when I upload it. So let me grab the folder, and I'll go to my Art Fight folder. I'll grab the frame for the thumbnail, because I've been using this frame. I don't remember who made it. Oh, I do, because it's in the file name. This was I found this on DeviantArt by Chalk01. So Chalk01 on Art Fight created this frame, and that's the one I've been using. I just come in here, I drop the frame in the software, I lock the layer so I don't paste anything on top of the frame, create new layer under the frame, and then I go grab the new art, like this, get a copy of it, paste it in here, and then I gotta resize, because the frame's obviously super teeny tiny and the art is not. So I come in here, and I usually, as I'm resizing it, I'm trying to put the picture in the frame to see, do I want a close-up on the face? Do I want to do, zoom all the way out and do, full body? I think here I'll do just a face close-up for the thumbnail. So we're gonna export this as a PNG, just like that. I save it as thumbnail, super simple. And then it's time to upload. So, join me while we revenge Shuggy Cake. Because Shuggy Cake did such great art for me, I want to make sure that I give her back as good as I can. So here we have Rain, and we're gonna say thank you again for the amazing attack art of Caitlin. You really did such a beautiful job. I love the way you render hair, and I really wanted to give you something back that is hopefully just as good. Here is my revenge. Happy art fight. Alright, so there we go. We have... So I would normally put this as a half body, but thanks to... Was it CJ or was it Cam who told me? They read the rules. They read the rules to me. That full body counts as... And we should be able to see it. Find revenge. There's revenge, Caitlin. So if I come down here and I choose files, we will... we'll pick the illustration. We will pick the thumbnail. And then we will fill... Oops, we gotta adjust the thumbnail. I forget that they do this now. It didn't used to be like this. You would just upload a file, but now it's like they want you to crop it however it crops. Drawing, clean color, fully shaded, no background. I spent 9 to 10, 10 to 11. So I spent over 2 hours on this, so I'm gonna put polish and then confirm attack details. And here we should be able to see, right here. Full body features a majority of the character, if not all of it, includes chibi style drawings. So when, it was CJ. Okay, animated it says it was CJ. When CJ read the actual FAQ for attacks, they said that in the FAQ it had an example of a 3/4, which is what I'm talking about. I normally submit 3/4 bodies as half bodies. I've done it for like all of them. And like literally, there's been so many. Like, look right now. The illustration for Shuggy Cake. Oh my gosh. Okay. Literally a half body comes down to the knee. Half body comes down to the knee. Not half body, 3/4. I've been submitting all of these as half bodies, but they're not. They 75% or more of the body, which is a 3/4 body, counts as full body. I've been submitting them as half. This is 3/4. This is 3/4. This is 3/4. Well, that's full body. These are bust, and then 3/4. Here's another 3/4 that I submitted as a half body because you don't see any feet. I've literally been ripping myself off by not submitting. This one I think is an actual half body. We don't even get to the knees. We just cut off of the thigh. So this one should be a half body. But I've really been robbing myself, you guys. That's what I'm learning. That I've been robbing myself of points. So we're going to submit this one as a full body. And it's going to be a friendly fire, so the attack total is 46 points. But that's okay, because it is revenge, and I revenge everybody. I don't care if you're still on my team. You still get art. And there it is, folks. We have submitted our attack for today. Obviously, my goal is to get more than one in per day. Cotton the Bunny says you can turn off the cropping tool if I remember correctly. I did not know that. I will have to try that next time, because I always like forget, and then I have to like double back and fix it. Yay, good job, says CJ. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys being here and joining me for the creation of this revenge. It's so fun to do it as a community, to do art fight together. I love art, but sometimes it can feel so alone, so solo, and doing it on this channel always makes it feel more like a community thing. It makes me feel like I have partners and collaborators, and I hope that you guys will stick around for more art fight, but even after art fight, I hope you guys will stick around for more on this channel, because we do stuff all year round. It's not just in July, you guys. So subscribe, like the video, and join me for the next stream, okay? We are gonna do more, I promise you. Art fight is not over yet. It's not over until it's over. So let's stick around, let's see this thing through to the very end. And check me out in Discord if you want to stay in touch in Discord, if you don't want to wait for the next stream. Those are our options. That's all. I am out of here, guys. I gotta get to an appointment, so I'll see you later. Have fun. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have fun with art fight. Enjoy your art fight over the weekend, and stay in touch for the next one. Bye. राम नाम सुख धाम भजले राम नाम सुख धाम भज